Hey, great day, great day. I hope this finds you well. And I want to say thank you for taking a little bit of time to spend with me here. My name's Scotty Merker, and I appreciate you taking a little bit of time. And I want to start by asking you a question. If we can share with you a new type of fundraiser, one that has the possibility of generating more income than any fundraiser you have ever done in the history of your organization, would it be worth spending a few minutes for us to spend today to understand exactly how this works? That's my question. Now, I've done a lot of work all around the world. I've literally been in 42 different countries working with organizations, and I know this industry extremely well. And I can tell you what we are bringing forth here is revolutionary. What we're bringing forth here can absolutely be something that reinvigorates whatever type of fundraising you do. And the beautiful thing is, it doesn't have to interfere with anything that you're currently doing. You don't have to change anything. If there's fundraising activities that you have right now that have been going extremely well for you, and many of them are traditional, people are used to it, people look forward to it, and it's one of the ways they like to support organizations. So you don't have to change that. This is so unique and so different that it actually flips the script. And instead of the two primary ways that organizations normally raise money, one is where you will ask people just to donate, just the normal method where people make donations. And there's a number of variety of ways in which you can do that, but you know what I mean. The second one is have people purchase things, whether it's an individual item that they're buying or a raffle ticket or purchase a ticket to a gala event, to a golf scramble. But normally, those are the two primary ways in which people do fundraising inside of organizations and where people support organizations that mean something to them. I know I'm a very big contributor. I'm really big into contribution, whether it is my church, whether it's schools I've attended, organizations that mean something to me personally. I've got a big heart for animals in other areas as well. So the one thing that I do know is that virtually everybody says the same thing. You know, it's stale. It's the same old thing. And to be honest, people don't have the discretionary income that they used to have. And on top of that, the value of the dollar is decreasing while prices are increasing. So, not going to go too far down the economic side of this. You probably know it as well as I do. But needless to say, it's taking more and more and more just to do what you normally do when you want to do more, but you're not having what you need to go out there and do more of what it is that you like to do. So, I'm going to share with you something that can make that happen. And the question you have to ask yourself is it worth spending 15 or 20 minutes to take a look at something revolutionary that is being brought to the market? I can tell you, we have already shared this with a number of organizations. One of the largest membership organizations in the United States with well over 30 million members, and they could not believe this. A couple of very large churches, a couple of large university alumni clubs, and one of the largest veteran membership associations with over 4 million members. So, needless to say, we've done our alpha and beta testing on this, and we're in the final phases of soft launching this. And so, what we're doing is we're reaching out to organizations through our ambassador program. That's probably who has shared this with you, and just making the information available. Just so you know, what you decide to do with it is up to you. But our goal is to help any and all organizations that are looking to increase their funding capability, to bring more money into them, to focus on the missions and fulfilling the vision that they have for their organization. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a little information. I'm going to give you enough details so you understand this. I'm not just going to gloss right over the top. I'm going to share plenty of information so you understand exactly what we're talking about and see exactly how this works. And then if you like what you see, we can take it to the next step and talk about how we can do this and some of the best strategies, and then also some of the best timing standpoints, which obviously is based on your input. You are the one that will be the author of what we do, how we do it, when we do it. We can provide the vehicle that can bring the cash in that gives you that additional revenue to focus on the things that most impact what you're doing in your mission and your vision. So, what I want to start off with is just by sharing a little slide here to share with you exactly what we're talking about. So, if you take a look at the entertainment industry, we're talking about the ability for you to literally flip the script with every single person who attends your church, who has kids that go to your school, the ones that are the supporters of your organization, whether it's the Humane Society, a homeless shelter, a medical related organization. There's over 10 million charities worldwide, 1.9 million in the United States, and I don't know a single one that says, no, we don't need any more money. We've got all that we need. So again, instead of asking for money or asking people to buy things that, to be honest, most of them don't really want to buy. I mean, some do, but most don't. We're talking about taking something that people have right now. something that people use in their homes every single day, all week, all month. They've been doing it for decades, and they're going to continue to do it for decades, and giving them something that is better than what they currently get, providing them more than what they're currently getting, and at a lower price. Matter of fact, on average, saving them about $103 a month. So imagine that. You go to somebody, the people that support you, and say, listen, we appreciate you. We're truly grateful that you're a part of our organization. And to show our thanks, we want to give a benefit to you, a benefit that on average could save you $103 a month. Now, if it were me, I'd say now, and people know me, know my personality. I'd say now, with that extra 103, that's over $1,200 extra. You might want to consider a little bit of that coming back to us. Now, they obviously would know that I'm just joking. Say, really, we're just happy we can do this because just by you doing this, there is going to be benefit to the church. There's going to be benefit to the alumni club, the athletic department, the high school, the humane society, the children's hospital, whatever it may happen to be. So here's where this comes in. The entertainment industry has gone through a massive transformation and it continues to evolve and it always will. Briefly looking at music, in the early days, you had albums or individual singles. You had 8-track tapes, cassette tapes, CDs, then downloading music, digital music onto an iPod, which, by the way, we all have an iPod now called our cellular phone, right? And then the most recent iteration is streaming music. Streaming music, where you pay one single fee to have access to an entire library of content. Matter of fact, it's interesting because there's 800 million users of Spotify around the world and growing very fast. In 190 countries, there's over 100 million songs inside of Spotify and growing every day because there's always new music being produced, right? Matter of fact, you take a look, it's kind of interesting. When CDs first came out, I remember the average cost of a CD is about what it takes to have a Spotify monthly membership now. So think about that. You get a CD that would have maybe 12, 13, 14 songs, and for the same price a month now, guess what? You can have over 100 million songs. It's called people getting what they want when they want it because that's what they want. People don't like to wait. And people realize I bought all these albums, 8 tracks, cassettes, CDs, downloaded music. And when's the last time I listened to most of it? It's been a long time because there's new things coming out. So guess what? TV has kind of taken the same path as TV came out and then cable and then satellite. And now streaming is the future. And if you remember, you had the ability to have reel to reel. And then you had the ability to have VHS, remember the VCR? And then you had the ability to have DVD. And then you had the ability to have downloading. And now today, guess what? Streaming. Streaming's not new, but there's a couple iterations of it. So you've got things like Spotify and Hulu and Sling and Fubo, and there's a number of different services out there. And then there's something called IPTV, which has been around for a while, but hasn't really taken off. And one of the primary reasons is it relies on two key elements. Number one is the quality of the stream for the IPTV. And then the second thing is the actual quality of the internet connectivity and the cellular connectivity, because that's all you need. Either internet connection or cellular connection. So whether it's on your phone, whether it's on your laptop, whether it's on your desktop, whether it's on your TV, whether it's on your iPad or your tablet, you have access 24/7. Excuse me, my sinuses have been killing me, but I got to get this out. We've got a lot of organizations that are asking for us to get us some information. And so what's happening is this new form of TV, I apologize, is basically just like Spotify. So we're talking about literally the largest library of content that has ever been put together. It has all of the main channels that you would find on a cable or satellite TV channel. We've got over 15,000 local channels just in the United States alone. We've got over 100,000 local channels from all around the world. We've got programming from 150 countries in native languages. Excuse me. We've got more children's entertainment than you can imagine. There's parental controls. We will never have any type of pornographic or lewd type of programming of that sort on our service. And from a sports fan perspective, we've got more sports than any service anywhere in the world. So, I mean, literally more content, better content at a lower price than anything anybody can get anywhere in the world. And excuse me, I do apologize. So, when you take a look at this and then you add the fact that we've got numerous different avenues for music inside of there as well, it literally is just the most comprehensive package that's ever been put together. And again, on average in the United States, will save your consumer, your association member, your congregation member, your parents and or family of the kids that go to your school, the supporters that support the orchestra, the supporters that support a homeless shelter, whatever it might be. You have the ability to save them on average $103 a month. And just like Spotify, new content coming all the time. And I can tell you this, if you're one of the people that's kind of getting a little fed up with entertainment these days, where every single type of person that exists in this world has to be on every TV series, every movie, every single culture in the world has to be featured in there. The way they can talk, the use of profanity, the use of lewd and rude and crude activities, literally what they will show these days. I remember when I was a kid growing up, the absolute the absolute furthest they would go is they might show two people walking into a bedroom, and these were only movies that were shown like after, I don't know, 9 or 10 at night. And then they'd shut the bedroom door. I remember seeing these sometimes. They'd shut the bedroom door, and then guess what would happen? Then they'd show the next morning they're having breakfast. That was the extent of it. You had to use your imagination. And if you were pretty young, you probably didn't even know what that was all about. Today, it's quite the opposite. So we have more old programming, classic programming than you can even imagine. We've got over 130,000 movies and growing every single week, over 32,000 TV series and growing every week. I mean, if we don't have it now, there's a good chance we'll have it in the future. Plus, all the new programming, once it comes out of syndication, that means if somebody produced it and they own it, they may keep it for a little while while they run a season, and then it becomes available to different people, of which we get it. So an example of that is Landman, probably one of the most popular series right now. When it first came out, guess what? It was only on the service that was shared, and I can't remember which one that was, but now there's a couple of them that have it, and we have it as well. So I apologize. That's the way it works. So Novacast TV, the future of TV. This is our service. I can tell you, we literally right now or in the rollout phase. We're rolling it out. We're debugging all the key elements of this. We already have, as I mentioned to you a little bit earlier, all of these major organizations that are already on board, ready to take this out to the people that are involved in their organizations. And just to give you a highlight on that once again, one of the largest senior organizations with over 30 million members, a large veteran group with over 4.2 million, and these are paid members, by the way, guys. A couple of the larger churches in the country, a couple of large alumni associations. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And virtually every single person we've talked to that's a decision maker for any kind of charitable organization has all said the same thing. This is amazing. This is actually amazing. It's something new, it's something fresh, and we can see how it can work. So let's talk about how this is. And I do want to show you a quick little video, then I'm going to talk the numbers, okay? So bear with me here real quick. Turn this on. We'll watch this, and I'll share the numbers. And then you can just get with the person who shared this with you. They can get me connected with you. They could probably answer a lot of your questions. We can schedule time, talk a little more of the details. And if it makes sense, we'll put you in the queue to be one of the organizations we bring on board here very, very soon in the near future. Okay, so here we go.
For nonprofit organizations today, whether serving local communities, advancing national causes, or addressing global challenges, the pressure to do more with less has never been greater. Funding competition continues to rise, donor expectations are increasing, and organizations are constantly searching for new ways to deepen community engagement while creating sustainable revenue to support their mission. At the same time, nearly every household you serve is dealing with rising media costs. The typical US family today is spending an average of $153 per month, combining cable and multiple streaming subscriptions, often across several different platforms, just to watch what they want. And that's not even including internet service. It's expensive, fragmented, and increasingly frustrating. Novacast was built to change that. Novacast delivers the future of television in one simple, affordable platform. We bring together live TV, sports, movies, and licensed streaming content into a single, seamless experience. Instead of bouncing between apps and paying multiple bills, members gain broad access in one intuitive environment designed for simplicity and convenience. Members get access to all major US, Canadian, and Mexican channels, along with licensed content commonly found across popular streaming services like Nickelodeon, the Hallmark Channel, Bravo, Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu, Peacock, National Geographic, and many, many more. Sports fans can enjoy NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, golf, and tennis channels, along with US and European soccer and international sports networks. and programming from over 150 countries, helping families stay connected to their culture, language, and home countries. And NovaCast works seamlessly across devices, including compatible in vehicle entertainment systems, so families can enjoy their favorite content whether they're at home or on the road. Helpful features like search, personal libraries for favorite movies, and built in recording allow viewers to save shows and watch anytime. There are no equipment purchases, no startup fees, and members can cancel at any time. And if needed, our customer service experience is second to none. The result is one platform instead of many, one bill instead of several, and dramatically lower monthly costs. In fact, remember that more than $150 bill? With NovaCast, the typical household can cut their monthly bill by more than $100. Because everything you're seeing here comes together for just $49.95 a month. That's it, for up to 5 devices. But what makes NovaCast even more powerful is what it does beyond your monthly savings. At no additional cost, your members are automatically enrolled into our college tuition rewards program, where they can receive up to 25% off their tuition at over 450 colleges and universities across the country. These scholarships can be gifted to children, grandchildren, or anyone in the family, or they can even use it themselves. For nonprofits, this creates a powerful opportunity. NovaCast can be introduced through your organization as a mission-aligned resource, delivering real financial relief and meaningful value to the families connected to your work, including employees, volunteers, donors, and the communities you serve. When families access NovaCast through your organization, they receive something they immediately understand and appreciate, a way to reduce monthly household expenses while enjoying the television, sports, and entertainment they already love. At the same time, NovaCast can create a new source of sustainable funding for your organization. Each participating subscriber generates ongoing monthly revenue for your nonprofit, creating a scalable, recurring income stream that can help support your programs, expand your outreach, and strengthen your long-term financial stability. Unlike traditional fundraising campaigns that require repeated appeals for donations, NovaCast allows supporters to contribute simply by using a service they already value. It transforms everyday entertainment into a continuous funding channel that helps support the mission your organization is working so hard to advance. We would welcome the opportunity to explore how NovaCast can support your organization's mission while delivering meaningful value to the people and communities you serve. Because when families save money, stay connected, and support a mission they believe in, everyone wins.
Excuse me, guys. Spring season in the Ohio River Valley is sinus time for this 63-year-old guy. So I apologize for that, but I got to get this information out and we can't wait any longer. So that gives you a great insight into that. And of course, you can go back and watch this a couple times to fill in some of the blanks and get some of the details. Bottom line is this, it's very simple. What happens is you get 20% of that $49.95. That's $9.99. $9.99 when somebody signs up as a subscriber. So let's talk about that a little bit. To sign up, literally, there's just a link or a QR code that'll be used that say your church or your school or your alumni club, the whatever your organization is. You will make that available, and we can share with you some of the best practices that we know that can help you to maximize the ability to deliver this to as many people as possible. And if you engage your base in fundraising capacity to assist you, such as campaigns, which a lot of organizations are used to doing, we can really share with you how to accelerate that as well. So the key to it is this: when you set them up, there's no setup fee. It's $49.99, $49.95. Sorry. There's no setup fee. There's no additional fees. There's no annual renewal fee. I mean, it is $49.95 a month, no contract. As long as they enjoy it, they keep it. If they ever want to cancel, they cancel. That simple. It's good for up to 5 devices. So literally, you could take this with you anywhere, anytime, any place. You could have a husband and wife. One of them's at home watching TV. The other's halfway around the world on a business trip, and they're watching on their laptop. You got a kid that is away at college halfway across the country watching on their phone. You got another kid downstairs watching on their iPad. You got another kid that is on maybe doing a mission work, or maybe doing a backpacking throughout a different part of the world, through Europe, let's say, and they've got it on their phone. You could literally have all 5 devices from anywhere in the world streaming one service, $49.95. And you could split the screen in 4. So technically, each person could be watching 4, which I don't know how people do that anyways, but they could be. Sports fans love that, by the way. And then you could have 20 streaming shows at one time on one subscription. So, anyways, you kind of get what I'm saying. Well, guess what happens? We have 1.8 million people that have been using this exact same platform for over 10 years. The uptime has been 99.5%, and the renewal rate is 94%, which should stand out to you. Two reasons. Number one, renewal means customer satisfaction. There's a reason why Costco has 91% renewal, and that's why Amazon Prime has 93% renewal, because people get value out of what they're paying for. Well, that's the same thing with our people here. They get value out of what they're paying for, or they would not renew. What that also means for you is you don't just get paid the $9.99 the first month, you get paid the $9.99 every month. Make sure you hear that. You run a campaign or you promote it however you want to promote it. Again, we can work with you on that if you desire. Every single person that signs up to be a subscriber through your organization, every month they're active, you're going to get paid $9.99. So basically, during the course of the year, it's about $120 to you, rounding up a penny. Let me give you an example of an organized, focused fundraiser. Let's say you have a high school. Just this week, I talked with somebody that had a high school with just a little over 1,000 students, had one with a high school over 4,000 students. That's a larger one. So let's just go down closer to the lower one. Why don't we just say 2,000 just to keep numbers round? So, and I asked them, I said, do you guys sell stuff? How do you get money? Yeah, they sell stuff, all kinds of things, car washes, selling world's finest chocolate, M&Ms, fruit and wrapping paper and candles. And I mean, you name it, raffle tickets, the same old thing. Not a lot of people give money to schools. They don't just donate. I mean, unless it might be a private school, but in the public school sector, that doesn't happen often. So, to show you the power of a campaign for people that run campaigns or might want to consider running a campaign. Again, this is not to sell things to people. This is to provide a benefit to people that can save them on average $103. Whether people use that to reduce debt or to increase their savings or both, this is something people have never seen from the fundraising world. So it's going to be something very unusual from you, but what's that going to say to them about the fact that you care to provide something they're already using in a way that gives them more and it's better and can save them on average 67%. So that $9.99. Let's give the example of the school and let's say they run a campaign, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Everybody knows what works for them. We have some recommendations, but you know your group, you know your supporters, you know your congregation, you know your business better than anyone. And so let's just say we run a campaign for 4 weeks. Well, I've asked them, what have you done in the past and how many do you encourage each person to sell? They set the goal and, everybody does the thermometer and here's what we're trying to do. And, so if it's like the little M&M boxes, they're trying to sell 50 boxes each or World's Finest Chocolate trying to sell 30 or 40 or 50 bars. And what we recommend here, if you're running a campaign, especially if you've done them before, is probably not set the goal so high, maybe 20, 25, somewhere in that range. And we know how it works. There's always going to be the few kids, usually with the help of their parents, but some of the kids are really industrious. They'll go out there and sell 40, 50, 60, 70. We've already had a few people with some of what we're doing do over 100 personal subscriptions in less than 3 weeks. So yeah, it's very powerful. And so, but let's say for really conservative numbers that they do five on average each. And so with 2,000 students, five on average each would be 10,000 subscriptions, 10,000 subscriptions at $9.99. Let's just round it up a penny for now. That basically would be $100,000 a month or $1.2 million a year. Think about that for a second. One fundraiser that you run for 2, 3, or 4 weeks that is going to pay you month after month, year after year, because remember, 94% retention. So guess what happens next year? Well, next year, if it's a high school, you got an incoming freshman class. The juniors, sophomores, and freshmen have moved up a year. So you run another campaign. Now, they've already done a lot their first year, but they still can talk to more people and they're seeing the benefits in their school, maybe more funding for the arts, maybe funding for the music education department, for some of the facilities, for the athletics, whatever it might be. Maybe so the teachers don't have to take money out of their own pocket to buy supplies for the classrooms. Maybe some facilities get upgraded. I mean, it's amazing what you can do with money. But then next year you run another campaign, and guess what happens? You're adding to it. And if we're running 94%, heck, even if we're running 70% retention, which it'll be a lot higher than that, can you imagine what happens? How you could see this as a perpetual fundraiser? And guess what? Do you think some of those people may want to refer it to some of their family and friends as well? Well, we're going to incentivize that two ways. Number one, some would want to do it on their own volition. But we also have a program where they can have a reward for referring as well. So if the people who subscribe and become a part of your organization, if they want to refer it, we have a program where they can refer and get $9.99 for each one. So if they refer five, excuse me, if they refer five, guess what happens? They make $9.99 times five is $49.95. They still pay the $49.95. You still make the $9.99, but they, in essence, net get theirs for free. And guess what we do? For anybody that becomes one of your personal subscribers to your organization, if they decide to engage in the rewards for referring, for everyone they refer, you're going to get $5. So in the school, in the example of that high school, they all won't get five, but let's say that they got two. Well, 10,000 accounts that each refer to on average would be 20,000 more accounts at $5 would be another 100,000. So that'd be $200,000 a month to the organization or $2.4 million a year. So I think you can see the power of what we're talking about. And by the way, what if they only do half of what we say? What if they do a quarter of what we say? Nobody I've talked to yet has ever even remotely come close to doing a fundraiser that can provide this much funding initially and ongoing funding into the future. And more importantly, without asking for a single penny in donation or asking anybody to buy something that they probably don't want to buy. Actually, quite the opposite. By providing something to them that's going to add value to their family, give them more and better of something they already have, and most importantly, on average, put $103 back into their family savings. So there's not a whole lot more I can say. And I've gone through this fairly comprehensively, but you know what? You have one chance to evaluate this, but you get to decide what you feel is best for yourself. And if this is something you feel is of value, get with the person that shared this with you, let them know. We can schedule a Zoom, jump on a Zoom, make sure we answer any of your questions. And as we are ready to release this very soon, we'll have you in the queue and we're going to literally go right down the list. I can tell you the interest is incredibly high. I don't know if there's a no that I've heard of yet. There might be some because it may not be for everybody. I get that. But I think we will have the highest conversion of any fundraiser that has ever been brought to market, and for good reason. It is absolutely doing the opposite of what normal fundraising has done. It's putting money back into the bank accounts of the people that you want to support you. Have you ever seen anything like that? And oh, by the way, who doesn't have TV service in their home, right? And the other thing is, it's the future of TV. So, bottom line, you decide what's best for you. Let us know what we can do to help answer your questions. There's no rush. You let us know. We'll take it at the pace you want to take it at. And when you say you're ready to engage, we will put you in the queue, have you ready to go as soon as we turn on. Okay. I really do appreciate you taking a little time to spend with me today. I apologize about the sinuses, but the value of the information is a whole lot more than me having a little bit of a sinus issue. So I look forward to speaking with you, hopefully in the future, if you see the value in this, and more importantly, in the value you can provide for the people that mean so much to you, the people that support you. Have a beautiful day. Thanks again. Take care. Ciao.